In the world of manufacturing, we often find ourselves navigating a labyrinth of complexities that can feel overwhelming. Just think about it: the machinery, the supply chains, the workforce dynamics, all of these elements must work together seamlessly to produce high quality products. Yet, despite our best efforts, many organizations struggle with what we call dysfunctional complexity. It's a term that encapsulates all those activities that add little value to the business while simultaneously inflating costs and creating organizational distractions. Let me take you on a journey through the life of Jim, a manufacturing executive who embodies the spirit of manufacturing excellence. When Jim joined our company, he brought with him a wealth of experience and a passion for turning around struggling manufacturing operations. In just 6 months, he had already made a significant impact. He implemented initiatives that improved efficiency and quality, and he fostered a strong working relationship with our team. But the real challenge lay ahead: how to tackle the complexities that had built up over years, like layers of dust on an old machine. When I was promoted to CEO, one of my first priorities was to find a chief operating officer who could champion manufacturing excellence. After an exhaustive search, we found Jim, who had transformed several manufacturing companies in his career. His obsession with manufacturing excellence was contagious, and I knew he was the right fit for our organization. But as we delved deeper into our operations, we quickly realized that identifying opportunities to eliminate waste was the easy part. The real challenge was taking the necessary actions to eliminate them permanently. Picture this: a boardroom filled with executives, each armed with reports detailing inefficiencies and redundancies. We all knew we had to face the music and be honest about our existing work activities. It was daunting, but it was also liberating. Jim stood before us, ready to tackle the issue of dysfunctional complexity. He asked us to define it, to understand how it had crept into our processes and become a silent killer of productivity and morale. Dysfunctional complexity is like a fog that obscures our vision. It's the endless meetings that lead to no decisions, the paperwork that seems to multiply overnight, and the outdated systems that slow us down. According to industry experts, manufacturing businesses are losing billions of dollars annually because of it. But here's the silver lining: by identifying and addressing the root causes of dysfunctional complexity, we can regain control over our manufacturing processes and finally achieve that elusive manufacturing excellence. Jim explained that there are two key elements to consider: doing the right things and doing them right. The first element is about ensuring that we produce products that meet customer needs and expectations. The second is all about efficiency, reducing waste and maximizing productivity. By focusing on these two elements, we could not only improve our manufacturing processes, but also significantly reduce costs. As we dove deeper into the numbers, we uncovered some startling truths. 6 years ago, we had approved a $2 million expenditure to install a new maintenance management system, which promised to save us $540,000 annually. Fast forward to today, and while we've seen some reduction in maintenance costs, the system has not delivered the promised efficiency. We had hired additional staff to manage the system, and our skilled trades workforce had shrunk. But the connection between these changes and our overall manufacturing costs was tenuous at best. It became clear that we were facing a classic case of complexity spiraling out of control. The new work order system was overly complicated, requiring more employees to maintain it, and ultimately leading to increased costs rather than the savings we had hoped for. It was a wake-up call that we needed to simplify our processes, not complicate them further. One of the most eye-opening moments came during our discussions about the budgeting process. Last year, it took nearly 4 months to finalize our budget, and the end result was a lower than expected return on sales. We had been so focused on cost cutting that we failed to see how our budgeting process itself was adding unnecessary complexity. Jim's insights helped us realize that we needed a different approach, one that accurately reflected the current state of our operations. We had to eliminate the bureaucratic layers that stifle innovation and responsiveness. The truth is, in today's fast-paced business environment, agility is key. If we want to remain competitive, we must be able to adapt quickly to market demands. As we continued to analyze our operations, we stumbled upon another critical insight. Our decision to run production based solely on approved customer orders was adding significant complexity costs. While it was a noble intention to conserve cash, it resulted in increased inventories, last-minute changes, and conflicts between departments. It was time to revisit this decision and streamline our manufacturing processes. Then there was our ISO certification process. We had invested considerable time and effort documenting our systems and auditing compliance, but we failed to use this opportunity to re-examine our processes for improvement. Instead, we added layers of work that contributed little to our goals. It was a classic case of checking boxes rather than driving real change. Jim's manufacturing excellence initiative was ambitious, but it quickly became evident that it would require a cultural shift within our organization. We needed to foster an environment where quality and trust coexisted harmoniously. Jim pointed out that while quality assurance measures are essential, they can sometimes be perceived as a cost. On the flip side, trust is a vital part of the manufacturing process. Finding the right balance between these two factors is crucial for success. One of Jim's most compelling arguments was to focus on the lower 50% of our products and customers. These groups were often neglected, but they represented an opportunity for growth. He urged us to quantify the cost drivers associated with these lower performing segments, and what we found was eye-opening. Some of our highest volume products were being treated like low yield items, leading to missed opportunities for improvement. Manufacturing excellence is not just about the bottom line, it's about creating a culture of continuous improvement. Jim emphasized that we must be able to manufacture high-quality products at competitive prices while remaining responsive to customer needs. His passion was infectious, and it ignited a fire within our team. As we began to realign our focus on our top customers, those who brought in the most revenue, we saw a path forward. By prioritizing our efforts on the top 10% of our customers, who accounted for 52% of our business, we could streamline our processes and enhance our relationships with these critical partners. Jim's approach was not about diminishing the role of our sales force, but rather challenging us to rethink how we allocate our resources. We had 35 employees in outside sales, yet we were neglecting the high-volume products that could drive our profitability. By focusing our engineering resources on these products, we could improve margins and enhance our overall manufacturing excellence. As we wrapped up our discussions, a sense of optimism filled the room. We recognized that achieving manufacturing excellence requires commitment from everyone in the organization. It's about fostering a culture of accountability where each employee understands their role in the bigger picture. It's about embracing a continuous improvement mindset and being willing to challenge the status quo. In the end, Jim posed a simple yet profound question: so what do we do now? It was a moment of reflection, and we all knew that the road ahead would require hard work and dedication. But with manufacturing excellence as our guiding principle, we were ready to tackle the challenges ahead. The journey to manufacturing excellence is complex, but it's a journey worth taking. By identifying and addressing the root causes of dysfunctional complexity, we can streamline our processes, reduce costs, and ultimately position ourselves for long-term success. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work, because the future of our manufacturing operations depends on it.